And what do you think the reaction will be in the UK with him travelling back to Europe?
I think so far as he doesn't step foot in the UK, I think most people will not be bothered, to put it bluntly. I think there will be obviously some disappointment around the fact that he's not coming for the Queen's one-year anniversary of her funeral. That's really going to be a very sad moment. But it's very clear that the sort of rift between the Sussexes and the royal family is well and truly done, and I really don't see an easy way back. But most people are just getting on with their lives. They're not really that bothered about the Sussexes. They're expecting some sort of, Netflix documentary or some sort of a further foray into the world of Hollywood and of production and, of charity work. But that's really the extent to which people are interested in anything that the Sussexes have to do.
Now, Esther, there's always keen eyes watching public figures, and someone has apparently noticed that Harry's hair looked different in Singapore to a recent photo shoot. Tell me it's just the lighting.
Unfortunately, it's not just the lighting. And anyone used to any sort of filtering, filtering and airbrushing varies by country and by region, according to the local beauty standards, will realise that Prince Harry has kind of been a treatment to some famous beauty standards in that part of the world. His skin is noticeably fairer, which I didn't think was possible because he's ginger, he's very fair. But his hair has also been filled out, and it's noticeably very fake. You can see quite obviously the airbrushing at the top. He kind of looks ridiculous. I'm not sure he was behind this. I'm pretty sure he didn't ask for this because he does look a bit like a caricature. But I think he's got some treatment from someone who's a bit enthusiastic with Photoshop.
Now on to Princess Kate. We understand she's attended some fancy 24-hour rave party. Now, can you please run us through the details of this?
Yes, so she attended a rave at the estate of some lesser Norfolk royals, Rose Hanbury and her husband David. And apparently this is her first rave that she's ever attended that we know of in the public eye. But she did have a lot of fun. She was ordering spicy margaritas and enjoying affogatos, which is a coffee-based ice cream dessert. And she chose to eat at the nearby restaurant and apparently tipped staff £700. So she's a very generous tipper. She looked like she had a lot of fun. She was in flats, she wasn't in heels, she wasn't dressed like the polished royal that we're used to. And it looked like she had a good time. Apparently, the nobility scene in Norfolk, in that part of the country, are called turnip toffs, which I thoroughly enjoyed finding out about because I'm sure that's a term of endearment amongst themselves. But the royal family in particular, William, has had close ties to the Norfolk estate for a while. It was a gift, obviously, to Kate and William after their wedding in 2011 by the Queen. So they've always had this sort of relationship with Rose and her husband David, and Rose is around the same age as Catherine as well. So they've always had a close relationship in that way, and it looks like, Princess Kate is just letting her hair down.
And so she should. We understand that someone has snapped a photo and that's already making the rounds. But we do understand also that Princess Kate and the host, Rose Hanbury, fell out at some stage, but apparently they're back friendly again.
Yeah, so these are obviously reports dating back to 2019 where apparently Rose and Kate had a bit of a falling out. So Rose, who was actually signed to Kate Moss's modelling agency, Storm, apparently she had friends in that agency that said that Kate and Rose had fallen out because apparently Rose was stealing her shine amongst the Norfolk nobility scene. I'm not really sure how true those rumours were, but it looks like they're still as close friends as ever. The idea that, the future Queen of England, well, of the UK, could actually have her shine stolen by anyone is quite ludicrous. But these were the rumours that we were hearing at the time. Obviously, that if they are true, they haven't come to very much because they're still closer than ever now.
Now, Esther, what's this story breaking over the weekend about King Charles calling an urgent meeting with Camilla and the Prince and Princess of Wales? It's been reported in a few outlets. Yes. What's it all about?
Yeah, so apparently this is fairly breaking news. The King has called a summit with, his wife and the next in line to the throne. And it coincides with the Queen's first year of her death, to talk about the strategy of the royal family. Now, King Charles has always been clear about the direction he wants to take the monarchy in. He's always wanted to slim it down, and he's wanted to focus on core initiatives. And I think he's given a bit more autonomy to the likes of Kate to pursue projects and initiatives that she's very passionate about. Now, we don't actually know the details of the summit, but given that it's almost 1 year since his mother, the Queen, passed on, it is understandable that he wants to know where everything stands. I'm sure he's had a few ideas about where to take the royal family, and obviously the topic of the Sussexes and Prince Andrew would have likely come up as it is the long-standing headache of the royal family. But at the moment, we don't know the details just yet.